Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How is your week going?
It's going great. We're wrapping up the year. It's the 29th of December.
And so everyone is really calm and, easing into the new year, I'm sure. Panic in the streets, no. Mayhem, something in between?
I think everyone's just getting ready for the new year. And I know in my industry, this is, everything's always changing. But around this time of year, we want to kind of look forward to the new year, think about what trends we've seen this year and where we see those trends going in the next year. So that's what this podcast will be about.
Beautiful.
Easy introduction. So first thing in 2023, what I think in the computer world, have you heard about AI generated content?
I saw the movie for sure. It's called The Terminator.
No, there was probably a good movie. Anyway, AI generated content. If you don't have your finger on the pulse of this industry, that's okay. Basically, you can now, with a prompt, tell an AI to create an image for you or an article for you or pretty much anything you want. It will type it out or it will draw it for you. So that AI generated content, it is in 2022, it started really, really, really strong. And 2023, it's going to be even stronger. It's crazy how fast this is growing.
Can I ask it to make me a $1 million bill?
Not yet. So it generates right now images, and then it generates content. The content it can generate for written content is really, really extensive. You can tell it to write an FAQ for your business, for example. You can, if you're a coder, you can ask it to code something for you. It's really, really impressive when you see it happen. And you know that, for writing, a newsletter or something like that, it does take mental energy. But now with these AI generators, it's pretty fast. So in an upcoming episode, I'll definitely get into what I think the benefits for a local business owner how they can use these kind of tools, because it's pretty impressive, and time saving wise, it's also, it's amazing. So definitely you should keep this in mind. AI generated content not going away. And it's not just my industry, but the fine art industry or photography industry, videography industry. These are industries that are going to get massively impacted by this AI generated stuff.
Very interesting. I have thousands of questions, but I will limit them to one or two.
All right. Well, one other thing that so maybe you don't know, but Google does update the background of search a lot. And in the past year, those updates have started occurring faster and faster. So it used to be, once every quarter, we'd get a Google update. Now, in 2022, that just doubled or tripled. These are announced updates that come, and they have an impact on local search results. So my prediction, for 2023 is those updates are just going to get more and more frequent, and Google won't be as open about them as they've been, because with the introduction of AI into this, it's an arms race, and Google is always trying to win, right? They're very motivated. So that being said, to understand that, basically with local businesses, this is what we're focused here on, is local search results. one of my recommendations for local business is understanding what a long tail keyword search is going to, that's where you're going to be getting the benefits. So not just plumber, but plumber in your city, and not just plumber in your city, but how can a plumber in my city fix whatever, fix my toilet from running, something like that. You want to have in the title the name of your city in the title of that article. The reason being is, of course, you want to have your article get clicked on by a lot of people, but the more and more of this AI content that is out there, the more generic it gets. And so by focusing down on your location, your city, even your neighborhood, if you're in a large city, this is going to help you rank in that area. So super important. Once you know, kind of look into AI generated content, a lot of it is, or the majority of it is not really specific. And a lot of times it's not applicable to that local area. So that's how you can outrank your competitors who are going to be using this AI generated content, is make sure that you have local information in every one of your articles. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, just I can't express how important this is. All right. Next is whoever wrote that article on your website that is bringing people in, you want to include a bio on that person, include a biography page and about that person on your website. So that way people know who wrote this article. And you want to have links in there to that person's LinkedIn page, their professional background, where they went to schools, any kind of bona fides that will show that they're an expert in that field. The reason being is that Google is fighting against this AI generated content. And how does Google do that? One way is it has to try and make sure that you, as that local business authority, are an actual authority, an actual person writing that article. And that means having your background, in a sidebar or something like that on that article is going to become even more important. When you're writing that article about how to fix that running toilet or the 10 best parks in your area, something like that, you want to make sure that you include an author bio and your take on that subject, your expert take on that subject, because understand that an AI can't do that. And that's what Google's going to be forced, and it already has happened with their authority metric. They're going to want to see more and more of that. That's my prediction.
Okay.
All right. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because you're trying to make sure that the user who comes to the site understands that the solution they're getting from you is from an authority and that they can use it. Because you'll see the more of this AI generated content that's out there, the more generic it gets. And so that means the user, the person who's looking for that information, they're not really going to be satisfied with that answer unless it's written by an expert and it's applicable to them. I think that does that make sense to you, Jamie?
It does, yeah. Of course, I have a lot of concerns about putting your entire background on an article, but you could just refer them to your LinkedIn page or something. But
sure, I mean, just have a sidebar about the author. I mean, that a lot of websites already do this, and that's really important. So the rise of this AI generated content, Google is taking this very, very seriously. And they have their own AI who's supposed to be able to detect AI generated content, but that's probably not so great. But in any case, just keeping this in mind. What does a visitor to my site want to do? Why are they coming to my website? And then am I helping them in an engaging way complete that task? So keeping that at the forefront of whatever you're writing, whatever you're creating for your website will help it rank. And so you can use those AI generated tools. You just have to make sure that you do go over them and correct them. So you want to make sure that if you are using them, you want to have your author biography as well. You want to make sure that you update or you edit that article until it's perfect, right? So that means show your expertise by doing so. All right. Those were my, four tips, my 4 predictions. Yeah. Any questions?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So do you think that Google will continue being the preferred or the obviously the monopolistic search engine in 2023?
Well, with these AI generated these tools that are coming out, and they're free to the public now, they have opened them for local services. You won't, in my opinion, you're not going to see Google get replaced. But for like a generic, how do I design my room, or how do I hang my picture, something like that, you can ask these AIs and they'll tell you the answer. So that people won't have to go to Google for that. And then the idea is they won't have to go to Google and then go to another website. They can just ask that AI how to do it and it'll tell you. So for local businesses though, those AIs, that AI stuff, those AI bots are not going to be able to help yet, right? They can't tell you who the top whatever solar company in their area is. They won't do that yet. So for local businesses, these are, I think we're still with Google, and I know that they are increasing like Google local service ads, which are really, really getting popular. They're the guaranteed Google ads, which we've done an episode on before. But yeah, I think those are going to grow. But yeah, Google is going to be also fighting back against this AI generated content that are on so many websites.
Well, then hopefully it will make Google better because they've had so little competition that they can really just not do anything and still make a lot of money. So hopefully this will, any kind of competition forces the business to become better. And so hopefully Google will get better. Because
I agree.
Tons of room for improvement. So.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, Jamie. I love competition. So yeah, this will definitely help. Good job.
All right.
Good point.
Well, very good. We're going to wrap it up there.
Yep.
Any New Year's, Happy New Year's for everybody from you.
Good luck to you in the new year. How's that?
All right.
I think enjoy the journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, tell that to your customers. So anyway.
I tell it to my kids.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. We will say Happy New Year to all of our listeners, all of our supporters, all of our vendors, and our employees and our suppliers and so forth. So Happy New Year, everybody. We know 2023 will be even better than 2022. And if you have a local business, you're listening to this podcast, do your friends a favor, your business friends, and share this podcast out with them. And that way they can learn about how they can maximize their use of local SEO with Google and other search engines, the other ones that are out there, Yelp and so forth. And then everything helps their ranking. Everything helps them promote their business. So we definitely need to get this out to most of the small businesses out there because it's 20 years later, the statistic was 3 out of 5 businesses fail within the first 5 years, and that statistic really hasn't changed. So that means people aren't getting better at their business. So hopefully this podcast will help them with that. And Adam is volunteering his time to educate the masses. And so we need your help to get that done. If you do enjoy this podcast, we would appreciate a 5-star review or a thumbs up or anywhere that you're listening to it. And if you have a question about a previous podcast, please go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, and click on the podcast button. And then go ahead and search to see if we've covered that topic. And if not, go to our Facebook or LinkedIn page and send us a message on Facebook, Local SEO in 10, or LinkedIn, Local SEO in 10. And we will talk to you hopefully next week. Have a great week, everybody.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.